Hi everybody, Laura here, and I am doing my live cooking show. So if you are popping on, if you would say hello, and then if you would share the video, you will get a chance to win this week's prize. And then I will be drawing for last week's prize partway through the cooking show. So it'll be about 20 minutes or so. So I'm really excited. I did my first hey, what do you want me to make? So this week's winner was the creamy chicken pasta, and this came from our Taste Buds, which is a spice service that you can get monthly spices and recipe inspiration, which is so cool. So it comes in this little package, and it's only 18 bucks for this month, which is super cool. So if you're interested in information, just shoot me a message. But this month came with super veggie, which is our enrichables. So it's like Haida veggie, and then honey sriracha, which is one of our brand new seasonings, chili lime, and our other one is garlic parmesan, which is the one that I will be using. But it comes with these really cool recipe cards, and then there's a whole hub on Pampered Chef that you can go in, and when you're a subscriber, you can put in the seasonings that you want to cook with, and it'll give you recipe ideas, which is so cool. So we're doing the chicken, and the other options were the Mexican street corn chowder, which we're probably going to end up making sometime this week. And then the spicy sweet sloppy joes, which we'll probably end up making this week also. So I'll try to pop on live so you can see those as well. But pop on, say hello. If you've got questions, I might be able to see them. If you want to just say hi, and I'm going to get rolling. Okay, so first thing that I'm going to do, I've preheated my oven to 425, and I'm using 2 of our new pans from the Brilliance line. So I'm using my pasta cooker here, so this saute pan, and then this is so cool because it has a pour spout on it, so I can cook my pasta in there, and then I don't need to get out a colander. I can just pour out the water, so I'm really excited to use that. And then I'm going to be using this pan as well, which is from the Brilliance line, and I'm going to be really careful as I carry it over because it's warm. But check out this blue color. It's like jean color. It's so cool, and it's really neutral, so I'm really enjoying the color of the new line. Okay, so I've got that heated up, and the first thing I'm going to do is put some olive oil in my pan, and it says that I need 2 tablespoons. I'm going to use this to get my 2 tablespoons. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour that in, and be kind of wandering around the kitchen today, so just kind of bear with me. And then I went ahead and I pre-cut. You're supposed to use chicken breast, but I prefer chicken thighs. So I went ahead and pre-cut my chicken thighs, and I wanted to show you, I used the coated knife, and man, that thing's sharp. And it went right through chicken. So if you're having trouble with your knives at home, whether they're Pampered Chef or whatever, get something to sharpen them, because man, it brings them back like new. So we've been sharpening all of our knives, and it's like, it's like the heavens opened. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my chicken in there. I had my pan all heated up ahead of things. I'm gonna pop that in there. I'm gonna just kind of pre-cook it for a couple minutes. And then, so that I don't get chicken all over the place, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the sink and just wash my hands real quick so I don't get anything chickeny on my stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna give that a quick spin because the pan was nice and hot. So Alexa, stop. You've got your Alexa on, and I just stopped your Alexa. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm supposed to cook that for a couple of minutes, flip it over, and then I need to add pasta to that. So broth and seasoning. I'm going to cook it for 3 to 4 minutes, and then I'm adding the broth and the seasoning. So I'm using a low sodium chicken broth, which it's nice when you can get something that tastes really good and it doesn't have a lot of sodium in it. So definitely look for some of those options. They've got just as much flavor, and you're probably using things like cheese or salt along the way anyway, so you may have more salt going on than you realize. And then I'm going to use garlic parmesan, and I believe it is a tablespoon and a half. So I'm going to go ahead, pour out the water from my pasta. I haven't actually done this yet, so you can watch me live do this. I don't know if you can see me. Just pour that off, and then I don't have to have another pan. I'm going to be honest, my son has done this, and I haven't actually made pasta since I got my new pan. So I'm super excited to have an excuse to make Because what I'm going to do is get everything kind of partially cooked, and then I'm going to put it in the oven to let the oven finish it up. Okay, so I got that cooking. And while I've got just a minute, I'm going to go ahead and do my prize drawing from last week. And I haven't figured out what the prize is going to be, but last week's winner won a 1-month subscription to Taste Buds, and then the week before that they won the veggie slicer, which is a new product. So I will dig through my cabinet of really fun things to see who will get a preview this week, and I'll make sure that I tell you. So all you have to do to be in the prize drawing is to post and then share this video. And then if you are on here now, which it looks like we have a handful of people on here, say hi. And if you're a host or a past host, or if you're in my VIP or in your party, or you're wondering what the VIP is, just Google Laura's Tasty Tidbits and you can join, and I would love to have you in there. Okay, so this week, it was like the week of K's. So I've got Kim Kirby, who is going in the prize drawing. And then I've got Vicky, and then Lynn, who's from my Tasty Tidbits group, and then Danielle, who is a past host, and her last name starts with a K. And then I've got Kevin, whose last name starts with a K, and he's in my Tasty Tidbits too. And then Hillary K, whose last name starts with a K. So I was like, oh, it's like the week of Ks. So see who our winner is going to be. So hi, Deborah. All right, our winner is Vicky. So Vicky, I will shoot you a message and get with you to get you your prize drawing. Okay, check on my chicken. Looking good. These are literally non-stick to the max. Like, they did this thing when I went to convention, and they put like a piece of cheese in a pan. And then they heated it up and like burnt up the cheese, which, you know, like on a normal pan, that would be like a total like pain in the butt to get off of the pan. And then they like tilted the pan sideways, and the cheese just went, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to try this. So I took like a slice of junk cheese that we got in the fridge, put it in there, burnt the heck out of it, and then I flipped it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it slid right out. So talk about nonstick. So, and then our host gets 60% off some of the new cans. So totally like check in with me if that's interesting to you. Okay, so next up, I'm going to add 2.5 cups of low sodium chicken broth to my pan. This kind of falls into like the one pot meals, which are like super hot. And it's under $3 a serving to make, which, you know, that's kind of my thing, is that sometimes I get into like recipe plans and things like that, and it costs me so much to like make the recipe, it's really aggravating. So this is super cheap. Okay, and then 1.5 tablespoons of garlic parm, which I did in this so that I could like see exactly, because I don't have anything that's like 1.5 tablespoons like as far as these go, but this worked out great. So I'm gonna pop that in there. That's the garlic parmesan. I'm gonna give it a spin. Mix in the seasoning so it's nice and evenly seasoned. If you're going low carb or doing like a keto, or, you know, trying to like trim your carbs, you could totally do this with zucchini noodles, and they have exactly the same experience. So if you want to do zucchini noodles, I probably wouldn't pre-cook them, just cook them in the mixture. Okay, add broth and seasoning, cover and bring to a simmer over medium heat. And I love that this comes with a lid, because then I don't have to go and find a lid that fits. Stir out of there, but not make a mess. Guys, see how much time that needs. Cover and simmer over medium heat. Well, I guess I just need to wait for it to simmer. All right, so let's see what's up next. Okay, so add broth and the seasoning, and then I'm going to add the pasta. Okay, so you can, I pre-cooked the pasta like partially, just so that it would cook a little faster, like the whole thing would cook a little faster to make on the live. But you can put the pasta into the pot and cook it in there as well. So we'll do that in just a second. Okay, combine the topping ingredients in a small bowl. So we can go ahead and do that, which I did not get a small bowl. Okay, so let's see. So I need a half of a cup of panko breadcrumbs, which this is what I was using. I do like the panko versus like the Italian seasonings. I just like the texture. So, but you know, I think either would be fine. And then I need half of an ounce. Oh wait, I think I mixed my stuff up. Okay, hang on a second. I think I jumped ahead on myself. Okay, so combine the toppings. These are the toppings. Oh, I was right. Okay, so I need half of an ounce of Parmesan cheese, finely grated, which if you've watched me before, always, 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 if you can, go ahead and take the time to go ahead and have it fresh, okay? So if you, we do buy grated cheese sometimes, but let me tell you, like, it's just better when it comes from the block. Okay, so we'll do that. Let me see if I can find a measuring cup so I can get an ounce. So I need an ounce, which is over here. Okay, so there's an ounce. And then I need a tablespoon of olive oil. Get that going. Just kind of saves me from having to dirty up another measuring spoon. Okay, so we are simmering over here. Pop my pasta into here. It smells so good. Oh my gosh, I wish you were here. Ah. I haven't been like pre-making these when I've been doing my cooking videos, and I've lucked out so far every time that every one of them has been so good. Give that a good spin so I can get all of those seasonings all mixed in. See what it says to do next, because now I've got two things going. Pasta. Okay, and it says to cook until the pasta is tender, which mine pretty much is, so I'll just cook it for a couple minutes, because then I can add my cream cheese to that. Those of you that know me also know that I do not do well following a recipe. So far, I'm doing okay. I've only like taken a couple of wrong directions. Okay, and then I need half of a teaspoon of the garlic parm. So the garlic parm is in the toppings, and then the garlic parm is in the pasta and chicken as well. So I need half of a teaspoon. Pop that in there. And then I just close these up, and I have like a little drawer down here that I just keep them in, and I've got them all lined up so that I can find them, and then I have my recipe cards like set aside. Okay, next up, I'm going to stir this up a little bit. Okay, so that's my topping. And then I'm also going to need some things to add to my pasta. So let me set this over here real quick. And it says, once the pasta is tender, add the cream cheese, pesto, and Parmesan. So I need to do a little bit more Parmesan. I love this because it comes with this little container down here, which is like super easy. And if I end up like grating too much, then I can just pop it in a baggie. So I need, it looks like another ounce of Parmesan, so this will be perfect. Okay, so I got my ounce of Parmesan. Well, over, just tap it down that way, okay? You won't tell me. Okay, and then I wanted to share this because every time I go to do cheese, this is what happens. So I don't know if this happens to everybody else, but it goes everywhere. So my handy scraper is like the coolest thing. And when you're doing like my bagels that I do, you get this like sludge on the counter. So it's really hard to get off. So what I do, just scoop it up with this scraper, and it makes it so much easier to deal with. And I don't have stuff everywhere. Okay, so next up, I'm going to cut my cream cheese into little cubes. This is another one of the coated knives, and I love these because they come with like a little sleeve. And my my knife block is like packed because I love knives, and I didn't have anywhere to put these in the knife block. So what I do is I just keep them in this little drawer here. So because they come with the little sleeves in them, you just leave them in the drawer, which is fantastic. They're dishwasher safe too. I do tend to wash mine by hand, but they are dishwasher safe. But then again, like if you're just hopping on and you have dull knives, don't get rid of them. Just get a sharpener. So it like brings them back just like new. It's awesome. These look like big cubes. Maybe rectangles rather than cubes. Put this over here. So this is going to go in my pasta mixture. Okay, so if you're just hopping on, make sure that you comment so that I know that you're here. And then if you share the video and comment, then you get a chance to win this week's prize, which will be drawn next week. So make sure that your name is down at the bottom, and then I'll draw. And if you're not on the video next week, I'll find you so that you can get your prize. Okay, it says once the pasta is tender, then I'm adding cream cheese, pesto, and Parmesan, which the Parmesan has got salt in it, so I don't need to add salt. But this is the pasta, like the pesto that I used, and I only needed, I think it was 2 tablespoons. Let's see. Yeah, so like 2 tablespoons. Oh, and I forgot my spinach, so I'll be right back. Which spinach is one of those cool veggies because you can like cook it and freeze it and do all of those things, and it retains its nutrients, which is a pretty cool thing. And let's see. Remove heat and stir in spinach. So usually when you're doing spinach, it does tend to go in last, but I'm gonna put it out because I would imagine that I'll forget to put it in completely. Pans are oven safe too, so I'm just going to pop it into the oven when I'm done putting all the ingredients in there. Just can't put the lid in the oven. And then make sure that you use a hot pad when you take it out, otherwise you will burn your hands like crazy. Put this in there. And I've got my pesto. And I just went ahead and bought like prepared pesto. I didn't make my own because it saves me money and it's so much faster. Into my sink. Okay, and then I'm going to get my Parmesan and put that in there. It's like the perfect pan for this too because it's nice and big. Got nice high sides, and like I said earlier, it's like non-stick to the max, which is awesome. So like I haven't found a single thing that sticks to it, which saves you, you know, in calories and using oil. So that's always a win-win. Save a little bit on calories and like amp up the flavor. Okay. I think I've got it mixed up. Let's see what I need to do next. Okie dokie. So meanwhile, combine the toppings. Once the pasta is tender, add pasta, replace the lid, simmer. Okay, once it's tender and the cream cheese, pesto, and Parmesan is melted, then I can remove from the heat, add the spinach, and then I can put the panko on top. Okay, cool. So this is like nice and hot, so my cream cheese looked like it cooked in there really fast, which is great. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put my spinach in there. And I need 2 cups. So I'll just go by the handful. Maybe add a little extra. See if it fits in there. Usually cooks down in like seconds and it becomes like this teeny tiny bit of spinach. When you like add an entire pan in there, it becomes this like teeny tiny amount of spinach in like seconds. Okay, get that in there so it cooks. The silicone spatula, I'm loving this because I can kind of like mix things up and I can lift them up and it's flat, which is awesome. So I'm loving this. Okie dokie. So next up, I'm going to add the panko mixture, and then I bake for 6 to 8 minutes. Put this over on the top. I'll use my hand so I can kind of evenly put it out. Oh, it looks so good. It smells amazing. We were pretty evenly split when I did my like vote for your favorite. So I probably will end up making all of them at some point. So we were pretty even on those. So okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to pop it in the oven, which is at 425. I'm going to pop it in the oven for 6 to 8 minutes so that it goes golden brown. Before it goes in the oven, and I think I'm gonna have to take pictures when it comes out since it's got this 6 to 8 minutes in there. Alexa, set a timer for 6 to 8 minutes. So, thank you so much for coming on my live video. If you are in a party, like I said, if you would tell me which party you're in and who your host is, I would love to know that you're here. And to get a chance to win, go ahead and post below and then share the video and you will be in next week's drawing. And if you miss next week's drawing and you win, I will find you so that you get to try. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you have questions or you're interested in the cookware that I'm using, hosts get that at 60% off this month. So shoot me a message if you are interested in hosting. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.